What's up, guys? So last year I entered went to Cletus and Cars and entered the Burnout contest and drag racing with a twin turbo Maverick that we had at the time. I've been wanting to get back down there, so been looking for something cheap and something to do kind of goofy again, kind of catch the eye. And this is what I come up with for pretty cheap. It's a 2000 model Grand Marquis. It's got a 4.6 in it. Right now the issue is it's got a it won't take any gas. I mean, it'll set there and idle, it'll run. If you ease on the gas pedal, it'll take fuel. But if you just try to stomp it, it just kind of backfires. I think it may be mass air meter or maybe a fuel pump or something. But anyway, this car is not nice. This is a very cheap car, but it does run and drive. You see it's got some body damage on the bumper. Fender don't quite fit right. It's bowed out. Oh, windshield's cracked. This car was not loved in its life. Pretty tore up. Paint's all peeling. Looks a little grumpy there. A shame though, the back bumper's in pretty decent shape. It's got a couple little scrapes and stuff on it. But if you've ever watched the Burnout competitions at Cletus and Cars, that bumper's not going to last long, and neither are the quarter panels in this thing. Because I don't really care. I'm going to wall tap it, and with both sides, I mean, I just don't care. This is what I got this car for. That old snaggletooth up there. The front bumper's in pretty rough shape. I say it's in rough. Yeah, it's in pretty rough shape. I don't know. That may polish out there. Don't look too bad. Just a couple little pieces missing off the grill there. Oh, let me give it some. There we go. Got some bubba teeth on it. Here, get that one off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Old buck tooth. See this side here. Bumper's not nice. This side of the car ain't too bad, other than just the whole car being bad. The interior is nice and nasty. We're gonna rip all this out. Get rid of get rid of door panels, get rid of seats, get rid of the carpet. I'll probably throw me a different seat in there. The driver's side power window works, so that's good. That door must be locked. So anyway, I'm gonna get this hood off because it doesn't want to stay up, and then show you what the plan is for the engine. Alright, let's quit wasting time. Let's get this hood off. Boom! Yeah, that's retarded. Here's our big bad to the bone 4.6. We're going to need to pump up the little horse pressures with this thing a little bit. So, I'm thinking we need to add boost. Twin M90s from the 3800 V6. Now, the way I was picturing it in my head was running a charge pipe off of the bottom, having it come over, having it come out of the bottom, and then basically coming around and feeding the throttle body. And I was going to do a splitter, come up into one with one 90mm mass air from a Lightning. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on building some brackets to bolt this thing to the intake and have them mounted, and then I can worry about what I'm gonna do as far as my charge pipe goes. So we'll get started on it. All right, so I got them set up on there, and this is gonna be, I'm thinking kind of real world where it's gonna sit. Gives me plenty of room to come out of the holes with the charge pipe. And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is do dual 4-inch, 2 pieces of 4-inch pipe come out, and we're gonna go around and then just loop right into the throttle body there. Sitting up a little high, but and that'll just add to the look there. And actually sitting down in the car, they're not too bad. So, I mean, you can see past them. Let's get a filter and everything on there. Not real sure how I'm gonna do that. May go, seems how the charge pipe are gonna come out this side. I may run these out and then have my air cleaner go out that side, and then just have the air filter sitting on to the right with a like a K&N or something on it. But so that's where we're sitting. Now my next step is to start making some braces for this blower plate. There was a little bracket, not real sure what that was for, but it was bolted to the back of the head there, and then that's an intake bolt there, and it was holding both of the lines, or the cables, the cruise control and throttle cable. They were holding it right there. So what I was trying to do was get to that intake bolt right there, and then the one on the other side, because I'm gonna come off of it up to my blower bracket with a brace. And then this board here that I got in the front, I'm probably going to do the same thing. Come off of that and weld a piece of plate from there to there. And then that'll be my front plate. May come off of there, off the side of it down to the front, say to that bolt and that one there. But we'll see. And then AC will probably be eliminated. You see it with the light shine down in there. Probably eliminate the AC. Gonna have to figure out, I may eliminate that tensioner as well. Have the power steering belt come around, go around this idler. If I can, no, I may not even need that idler. I can come around there, here, around an idler, yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to figure out the belt routing, but I'm thinking putting a mechanical tensioner right here, right in the center, and having it come down low, so we get full, you know, about 3/4 of belt contact on the blower pulleys. I did think about trying to modify a factory 302 crank pulley and welding it to the water pump pulley, and just having a belt come from the water pump up to there to the blowers, and then having a tensioner on it. But I hadn't got that far yet. I've never done this before, so we will see. I am going to put a cheap eBay blow-off valve on it. I've got a couple from a turbo kit. I'll put a blow-off valve in the charge pipe. Seeing how it's going, it's going to be set up similar to a centrifugal blower. Alright guys, so we're back on it. This is day 2, I guess you'd say. I needed to get some wire from my welder. I bought me a new welder since I sold my shop, and this is a little Jegs MIG. 180. Comes with the welder, the cart, and auto darkening hood. It was like $403 shipped. So I didn't think that was a too bad deal at $400 for a welder cart and all. I mean, shoot, most welders are $400 just alone. I don't have a bottle just yet, so what I did was just went down and got some flux core wire to weld it, to try to do mostly tacks and stuff like that, and then carry it to work and finish welding the piping and the brackets and all that, or until I got a bottle. But I've never tried to weld with flux core before. I guess what I've been seeing from people is not the finished work, is just the actual weld. So I tried it myself and actually kind of surprised with it. Oh, that's the top. I won't focus. I don't know why my phone won't focus right, but anyway. There we go. Not great, but it's not disgusting either. So I got the superchargers sitting up there where they are supposed to sit, or well, I say they're supposed to sit, which is going to give me enough room to run some 4-inch pipe out of the bottom of the blower plates and over here to the throttle body. Got my trusty straight edge coming off of the alternator bracket to line my pulleys up. This supercharger over here I think is sitting a little bit farther back than this one, but we can adjust that. That ain't no big deal. So got the start of the brackets in there. I got to get my rear strap that goes from my intake bolt back there and the one over there up to the bottom of the plate here, up underneath where the throttle body would mount, right up here. We'll get those put on and welded, and then we can move all the 2x4 stuff out of the way and start working on some piping. I've got a 4-inch Dodge tailpipe out in my parts bus that we're going to cut up and use that for the piping. So we're going to come out here and around and then shoot around into the throttle body. So let me get back to work. Alright, we got her sitting on the towers. Just some little 1/4-inch strap there in the back, and then a 3-inch wide piece in the front. And actually, even for those being all mounted straight, it's pretty solid. I'm going to come in here and go from these, and I'm going to run me a gusset plate up to the corner, diagonal there, to keep it from going side to side, or back and forth like that. I mean, only half of the windshield. Yeah, be fine. I think that's going to work good. Well, it's going to work. I don't know how good. Then we'll go get my 4-inch Dodge tailpipe and we'll get started on the piping over to the throttle body. Start it there. We'll wrap around. Then I found a piece of stainless that goes from 4-inch down to 3.5, and then I'm gonna weld a 3-inch nipple on the end of it and just have a 3-inch coupler, real short 3-inch coupler from throttle body to the piping. And so right now I'm fixing to work on going from there and wiring into the charge pipe there for the second blower. And then right out here in this area, I'm gonna put my blow-off valve, and also I'm gonna put a V-band in here somewhere so that I can actually remove all this if I need to. All right, so I got the other charge pipe off the other blower run. Yeah, I got a pretty big gap there. I screwed up, cut my piece of tubing too short. That's all right. I put a little filler plate there on top and bottom. Clearly I'm not building this for to look pretty. So anyway, got both of the blower charge pipes off of there. Run over into the intake. I welded this joint here with that flux core, but I don't like it at all. I think I'm gonna get me a bottle for my little welder. Oh yeah, this is one thing that I don't like about the welder. This is all of the negative lead I got. Was it maybe 4 foot? This thing barely reaches over to the car. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I got a really good long, probably 8 foot. I probably got twice as much welding lead as I do ground lead. So, gonna have to do something about that. All right, let's get this party started. I'm good. Hi guys, Saturday morning, and my belt didn't jump on like I tried to make it last night. So, unfortunately, I haven't found a belt that was 156 inches long to get everything to work. But after measuring, I was able to come up with a 103-inch belt that will bypass the this idler, the tensioner, and the compressor. I can run up here. What I am going to have to do though is mount a tensioners in here somewhere. Alright, so I got my tensioner kind of mocked up there. What I ended up doing was using the factory tensioner. Just drilled 67 holes in my plate until I got it in the right spot. There's 1, 2, 3. So we're just reducing the weight of this pulley plate, or pulley bracket plate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, while we're doing all this fabrication. So we got belt routed all the way up there. Now we're going to spin her over, and I haven't changed the fuel pump yet, but we're going to see if see what she does. That sounds terrible. Definitely need to stiffen these up, because this thing is just kind of jumping all over the place. Well, the belt spin, and it's still on there, at least at idle, so we'll see what happens. Alright, I got my little bracket built for there. Got a little front to back support there, it's just tacked in. Got a little side to side support there. On the inside, got another support in there. And then got one on this side. So, got the belt back on there. Let's try her again. moving that air out of there. Oh, that's so retarded. Looks like the old muffler's leaking in here. That sucks. Let's shut that down before I die. Oh, that stinks. Okay, time to get a fuel pump in it, and now I get to start working on my air intake for my mass air meter and the air filter. Well, I'm happy about that. Alright, so I feel like this is a must. Now it will have to set back a little bit farther. There's only a flat spot I could get it to balance, because whenever I come off of my intakes here, I'm going to have to come out. Basically what I got is this old turbo piping. Come out of the back of these, and then going to Y into one and go straight up. So we'll do that. Come out of this one and then go up, come out of this one and feed right into it up, and then we'll have the mass air meter set up here. And then what I'll do is I'll get a filter that'll set on the mass air, and the mass air meter will go up into this rear hole. And it has another hole here, so it'll still gain air, but I'll have to try to get me a choke cable to make this work, because I mean that's got to function. It just has to. So that's where we're at now. Making get started on our inlets. Oh man, this thing is ridiculous. She's coming together though. Alright, so I got my little intake built. What I did was run it up into a single 3-inch. I gotta finish welding up my plates for the back of the blower. I got all the piping and all welded. So finish welding those up, and then not sure how I'm gonna do my 3-inch to 4-inch. I could just do a rubber coupler, I guess, to go up to my mass air meter, but we'll see. I don't have the mass air meter yet. I may try to run and get that tomorrow, so I can get that put on, and then the rest of that part finished up. I'm gonna get back at it. You ever heard if you build it? I know you've heard the phrase, if you build it, they will come. Well, I'm building it. Just got a message. The guy wants to sponsor me. So, I told him the front doors were his if he wanted them, and we'd pull molding if we had to. 2 front doors are sold. Pulled molding off the rears. I'll have to get me one of those erasers. We'll get rid of all that. Prime real estate. Alright guys, got the fuel pump changed, and that was the issue. Actually, the issue was whenever somebody put the fuel pump in it, they put the wrong little fuel line on it, and they had it kinked, so it blowed out of the top of the fuel pump. So I know like the S10 Blazers and S10 pickups had that issue before, so whenever you would get past that spot, it would just kind of spit fuel back out into the tank and not send it up to the engine. So anyway, got that fixed. Went ahead and put the 340 in it. backed it outside, took some pictures of it, and went out back to my parts car. Got my blow-off valves. We'll put 2 of them on it, one there, one there. So we got the mass air meter that we robbed from the buggy, and went all the way to Lowe's and got me a coupler, and then ended up having that coupler sitting on the trailer outside with a bunch of parts on it. So I got to extend this line here and this harness here. Take this sensor out, and we'll put me a little rubber plug there so I can put that in. Still got to pull the blower off or blower bracket and all that so I can finish welding everything out. What else? Oh, when I have it off, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and do the injectors. I did buy a set of injectors, but the plug is wrong. It's got the EV1 plug, and these have the EV6. So I bought some adapters. Those should be here Monday or Tuesday. So once it goes back together, I'll have the injectors in it. Then it's going to be dyno time. Get it up to my buddy at East Texas Street Machine so I can get it tuned. And then we'll do some burnouts. See how she does. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video off here. We'll come back next week. Then we'll, I don't know if I'll show you welding up all the bracket and everything. That's pretty redundant stuff. So, I think maybe next time when I check in, we'll hopefully be at the dyno and be getting some numbers on it. I've got a buddy of mine that's going to paint it. We're not going to paint the whole car, but I do want to do some graphics on it. So I've already talked to a buddy of mine about that. We're going to rattle can her up. So I wanted to give a little update on Maxine here. I carried it to the dyno last week. Was it Wednesday, Tuesday I think. Met him up there at 8 o'clock. And I haven't tried to crank this thing since I got all this done, or put the injectors in it. I take that back. I tried to crank it, it wouldn't crank. It had the mass air meter off the buggy on it, which it's calibrated for 24-pound injectors. Don't know if that was the reason it wouldn't crank or what, but anyway, it would hit, but it wouldn't really crank up and run. The tuner had actually mentioned that these blow-off valves were built for turbos, which I understood that concept. My thinking on this setup was it was set up like a centrifugal blower, and those could run a blow-off valve as well. However, what I didn't think about is we are creating an open leak between the mass air and the intake. Because while this thing is blowing off boost, it's also creating a leak between our intake tract. So I had the vacuum line hooked up, they were opening up, and it will not run unless you're on the gas. I took the vacuum line off and I just stuck it up there, and runs. You can also hear it leaking air right there. So, what I'm going to have to do is go back in and cut the holes on my plates for this boost bypass valve, and then run me a piece of tubing from my charge pipe up to that hole so that the boost will bypass back into the intake track like these blowers were designed to do. And then I'll have to cap these off. No big deal. Like I say, it's just trial and error. Just trying to make this thing work. I think once I get that done, then it should run right. I don't know about making power, but it will definitely rev quicker than what it used to. See if we can do this without blowing it up. But it's also got a lot of boost escaping too, so I think they're going to work. Don't know how much power it's going to make, don't know how much boost it's going to make, and I hate pulling this blower bracket off, but I mean, it's I got to do it. So anyway, that's where we're at right now, and so I'm gonna have to pull this thing back down again and put those or get those bypass tubes hooked up, cut those blow-off valves off, and then I got to get vacuum. I get a vacuum source run to my FMU. But we get that done, then we'll get her cranked back up, and I'm gonna have to do a little modifying on my plate for my air cleaner. I had it drilled for that 90 millimeter. And the stock mass there is a little bit smaller, so I'll use these two holes and then just re-drill these two, and then that'll actually make my air filter a little happier. It's kind of a egg shape now, so which ain't no big deal. Then I can get my bird catcher put back on it. So I'm gonna get to work at tearing these blowers back off and fixing this problem, but fixing this setback, we'll say that. So we're back up here on the Burnout car, Mad Maxine, finding more things that I've done wrong, or figuring out more things that I've done wrong. And like I say, I didn't know what I was doing whenever I started this project. So we're finding all the problems now and trying to get them fixed. I did put the FMU on it and got the vacuum and all hooked up to it. I did the, we'll show you got the boost bypass plumbed in on both sides. Got vacuumed it and they work just fine. Went ahead and put a fuel pressure gauge on it because the eBay fuel pump that I bought took a crap. This IAT sensor will leak boost out of it right through the center of the sensor. So we're going to take this out and get rid of all the rivets, weld all that back up. And I got a metal IAT sensor we're going to put in it. So the issue that we're having now is it will build boost, but as soon as you let off the gas, it blows this coupler off. The reason being is because there's no blow-off valve on it. These blowers weren't designed to have a blow-off, they just had the boost bypass. So I have to move the throttle body up here so that I can close the air off going into the blower and make them actually work the way that they're supposed to. So I'm going to have to build me a plate for here to plumb my tubing in, and then I'm actually going to take, I've got this intake off of a newer 4.6, so we're going to take this intake, put it down here, and we're going to take this one, we're going to move it up top. We'll take this boot and all off, we'll weld a flange here and then mount that intake there and have our throttle body on it, and then we'll put the mass air meter out here in front of it, and we should be good to go then. Everything should be plumbed up right. The blower should work right. My boost bypass valves are working. So hopefully this is the last little bit, because tomorrow I'm taking it to a buddy's and we are going to play with the fuel pressure, or play with the FMU, and see if we can get our ratio set on boost versus fuel pressure, so that this thing will actually run and try not to destroy itself. So I'm gonna get to work on this new intake setup and getting that one off, which ought to be fun with all this blower stuff in the way. But I'm not gonna pull it back off because that thing is extremely heavy. So I'm gonna get to work on this and then get a little bit done, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, so it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm tired. But here's what I come up with. Mass air meter, throttle body, intake, down into the blowers, comes around, IAT sensor, and then a piece of 3-inch tube welded to a plate, run to another intake manifold with vacuum and all down there, and all the vacuum lines blocked off up here. It's high tech right there. All right, we're here at my buddy's shop. Got some more of my buddies there. What's up, Rick? Brian? Got Nathan in the car. We're fixing to run some preliminary tests. Sounds not good at the doctor. Right? I don't trust it. Thanks. What are y'all doing back there? Alright, so we figured it was about 9 to 10-0 on the air fuel, so a little twist on the dial on the FMU, and we're going to give it another shot and see what it will do.
There's a rope around there. Hey, this thing is all stitched up. Not the hard way.
So stand a couple feet behind it, so when the projectile hits it, you'll have time to move.
Hey, man, I'm practicing my ninja moves here.
say still pretty rich. Set roughly 11.5. We're gonna leave it a little rich since it's non-intercooled, and we'll make first pull and see what it'll do. Alright, so we tried to do a second gear pull and it didn't like it very much. First pull was 173 horsepower, 343 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah,
but it's downshifting. It doesn't want to stay in third gear, so we're going to try one more pull in third gear and see what it'll do. Then we'll get those numbers, and then that's pretty much all we can do with it. That's how we can. Oh. 199, 356. Well, we didn't blow it up on the dyno, but we broke the timing chain. So got her back home. Does have a broken timing chain, which means it's probably got some bent valves. So unfortunately, I don't have another motor for it right at the moment. I'm gonna do a little research, see if I can't find something, hit up a couple buddies of mine. For now, I'm just not real sure what to do. So we're gonna get it unloaded and park it to the side. The rest of today and the rest of the week, I've got to get the buggy going because we've got racing in Illinois next weekend. So this car will be on the back burner until we get back from racing, and I'll have all week next week to try to source out an engine or see if we want to try to fix this one or what. But at the moment, she's dead in the water. So it's Monday, like 7:30. Leave for Cletus and Cars Friday after work at 5, and just went and picked the car up from being painted. Had a buddy of mine that does some pretty cool work. I mean, he did something on short notice. It's all rattle can, but it turned out pretty cool. It was a little bit different than what I had envisioned, but I really like it. It turned out different. So fixing to start getting this motor yanked out. I had my son go and pick up last Thursday. Went and picked up a 03 Mustang GT engine. It's supposed to have 120,000 miles on it. Of course, I mean, the engine's real clean, but that doesn't mean nothing. Wasn't supposed to be anything wrong with it. The guy said that he bought it for his project car and ended up selling the car and never swapped the engine out. So we're going to get, I'll show you the artwork there. It flames down the side. I went ahead and took the hood off. We did cut out the hood and paint it. He went and got a bald eagle windshield banner, and then got flames on the roof. So part of the bumper was missing. He stitched up the broken pieces with zip ties, and then put his little logo inside there on the broken piece. It was pretty cool. So I got to get this engine out and try to get the new engine in, get it fired back up and running. We're going to get this thing jacked up, start getting the fluids drained out of it, get these superchargers ripped off, and get this thing swapped out. She's a little heavy. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm tired, I'm getting aggravated. So, like how Ford put a power steering line right in front of a power steering pump bolt that holds it onto the block. So, gotta have a stubby wrench to get the line off, because can't get it off with a full-size wrench unless you take the pulley off, and I ain't taking the pulley off. So I got wrenches at work. I'll just have to bring one home tomorrow. Got most everything up on top unhooked. Got the AC compressor off, fan out of the way, reservoir, power steering reservoir. Tomorrow night, hopefully I might have to get it up higher. I got to get me another jack stand. I've only got one. So, get it up a little bit higher and get torque converter, starter, exhaust, and power steering pump. Whatever else I got left under there. Should be it, I think. And get her yanked out. Move over anything that I need to move onto this one. And hopefully get that one stabbed back in tomorrow night. So, actually Wednesday morning, it's a quarter after midnight. I still feels like Tuesday night. I got the engine out. My son come over and helped me get it out. I'm working on in my garage, cramped up space, only 2 small jack stands, so I just decided to pull the tranny with it. Just seemed a little bit easier. Of course, you got us a big, huge mess down there. Got big, huge mess. There's a new engine hooked up to our transmission. I just got the tranny bolted up. I got to get the got to bolt torque converter up, get the starter, manifolds, motor mounts, power steering pump, all that stuff on it, and then be stabbing it back in, but that's going to be for tomorrow night. Alright, so it's Wednesday afternoon, a little after 6 o'clock. Been dreading this, been dragging all day at work. So I got into bed, I guess about 1:15 this morning, and I'm feeling it. So come out here, got a huge mess. Transmission fluid, water, all the way over there. But we're just gonna keep going. I ain't got time to mess with it. So we'll get all the manifolds and motor mounts and starter, torque converter tightened up. Get all that stuff on. Go ahead and put the harness back on it and get this thing stabbed. Hopefully I can get it stabbed back in there and get everything bolted up on the bottom and the majority of everything up top tonight. So that way when I come home from work tomorrow, I won't have that much to do. Get fluids and stuff in it, and I don't know, maybe work on my belt routing or something. I'm hoping to have that done tonight so I can pick up a belt and bring it home tomorrow. But we'll see. Just depends on my energy level and motivation. Well, got the motor set down in there. One pretty big, huge problem though. We're all up against the box over there. Valve covers are up against over there. We got about, I don't know, 2 inches. About 2 inches before we set down on the mounts. Problem? The oil pan's different. See how small the sump is on this one? Yeah, not so much on this one. So now I get to pull it all back out and change the oil pan. This is really worth it. We'll go ahead and call it quits for tonight. Got quite a bit done and pretty happy with the progress. Motor's all back in. The majority of the top is tidied up. I was going to pull the plugs out of the old engine and put in this one, and when I went to pull them out, this is what I found. That one's broke. There we go. That one's broke. That one looks okay. And that one looks okay. So we're going to get a new set of plugs for it tomorrow. I did do some rerouting on my belt because everybody was complaining about the contact patch on the blowers. So I added that idler right there. And that's what we're going to end up with. So I got to add about 4 inches to my belt. And that should be good to go. I did go ahead and pull the AC stuff off of it since I can't run a belt long enough for it anyway. So go ahead and get that stuff out of the way. Got to get me a different hose for here. These are the Mustang valve covers, so they're a little bit different than the Crown Vic. So I'll get me a different hose for this to go to there to eliminate the PCV valve. Everything underneath of it, the motor mount bolts are started. The motor mount bolts are started. Transmission is just sitting on the mount. Drive shaft's not in it. Exhaust is not on it. So pretty much everything on the bottom I've got to do and fill it full of fluids and stuff. I got to make me a list. Spark plugs, belt, oil, antifreeze, oil filter, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, that kind of thing. So I need to get me a list together. Tomorrow is Thursday, pretty much the last day I got to work on it. I may try to come home at lunch and drag this thing up on the trailer so I can take it to the shop to do everything up underneath of it on the lift, rather than being in my nasty floor working on this thing. So that's maybe what I do, just drag this thing back up on the trailer and carry it to the shop, finish it up, and then get her hopefully cranks up and runs fine. We'll get her cleaned up a little bit and load it on the other trailer. I'm gonna borrow my boss's aluminum trailer to haul it down there with, because I'm gonna tow it down there with another car. So it's gonna be it for tonight. It's about 11 o'clock, so I feel, like I say, I feel pretty good about the progress tonight. Pretty tired, so try to get me a little rest and then hit it hard tomorrow, and hopefully everything works out. Mustang motor, 120,000 miles. Guy said it was good. He was right. Not a bad $400 right there. Engine's nice and quiet. Got plenty of oil pressure. We might just have a little fun this weekend. Alright, we're here at Cletus Cars. They just opened the gates, fixing to get inside. Didn't do a whole lot of videoing while I was trying to get the car fixed and put back together, get it running and all that. I was working until about 1 o'clock each night, or getting into bed about 1 o'clock each night. I was just super tired and didn't want to slow down to video, which is on my bad. But I mean, it was pretty much simple stuff. Put the motor in the car, get everything hooked back up. I only had to change a couple different things from different valve covers, and that was it. So anyway, the trip down last night, I ended up bringing the LTD because I couldn't get the white car Greta ready. Trip down last night went super smooth, no problems whatsoever. We run about 65, 70 mile an hour all the way down. And so got up this morning, come out here to the track, and just been sitting, waiting in line. The car runs. I done just one little test hit on it, and I don't know. Maybe it's going to work, maybe not. I really don't know. We'll try to run it down the drag strip one time, and then after that, I'm just going to take the tires, the ET Streets off, put the street tires on, and just hang out and wait for the burnout contest. I'll watch some drag racing, that kind of thing. So we're in the staging lanes, and Jeff wanted to race me, so we bet $5. I think I'm fixing to lose $5. Of course, everybody's loving the car, though. They're digging it. There's Jeff's little Chevette. Hey, you're going down.
What we're gonna do here is I can't turn it off because I think the damn starter needs chipped. So we're just gonna let it run. She's at 130 degrees, so it's good.
Oh, it's fine.
What I was gonna do is try and win you over with style points here. Like to think we can go ahead and start these demo drags right off the bat. I mean, if we can, we're gonna go ahead and start it now anyway.
You can't mess up my pretty paint just yet. I mean, we got to at least wait till the burnout competition.
So I don't know if you know, this is genuine Rust-Oleum Tractor Supply John Deere Yellow. I can go patch that, no problem.
Oh yeah.
You, on the other hand, this is the top of the line, some sort of an acrylic enamel.
This is Walmart
color plate.
Oh.
This is us.
Come on, Leroy, you got this. Let's make some noise to hear a 7-second pass from Leroy! Come on.
See the old left bank smoking? Whole engine's about done. She needs a refresh and turbo.
Yes! Yes! That's what we need to see! Woo! Let's go!
Well, the drag racing didn't go as planned. For some reason, the car doesn't want to run under throttle, or at least try to take off. And so I tried to neutral drop it. Broke a control arm bolt. So we're going to jack it up and see what we got.
So I think we're going to take the other one.
You're within a half an inch, but I think the other one really is control.
I'd probably take the lower control arm off on the other side and try and straighten it somehow first.
John, you brought a 9,000-pound car. We can run over it with that.
Ah.
It's an option. And a decent one.
It's not.
Or put it under your...
8,300.
The two of them together is 9,000 pounds.
Lay the control arm across the bottom of the frame rail
6,000
and then jack up the center of it and straighten her out.
He brought the tank burnout van, so
It probably weighs less than that though.
Sorry.
What is that weigh?
it's probably 4,500.
That's 53.
It's 4,500.
A little warning next time.
So I don't know how many of y'all weren't ready, but I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta come along. I think I got one in my truck.
I think we probably
I didn't grab that.
Where's the tool truck?
I don't know. We should have brought some. If only we knew some people that ran tool trucks.
So, we got a.
Got him out on the back side, 18 to 21.
Who's got two crescents?
He's pretty solid.
Something. I got some wrenches.
There's two jacks.
Yeah, we need an 18 and 21.
I got a pressure wrench. Put that over there.
Whoa.
That's the next project.
Does anybody have a 4x4 we can borrow now?
Give me an 18 socket.
Oh, cool. He's got a whole socket set.
You know they made those impact sockets in Chrome. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Sell a bunch of them.
Sell a bunch of them, don't you?
Hey, if you didn't do it, I was going to.
Where's that going?
Hang on. Let me see that. Oh yeah, that's a good one. It's a factory option.
Run it over. That's what I said.
Good thing it's way stronger when it's out of the car.
Didn't even budge. I told you I wouldn't do it. That's what we were just talking about. I think sometimes
Look how much better it made it.
Way stronger out of the car than in the car.
kind of controlled it a little. Let's get a couple people on here. Jack on this end,
Well,
and
I'm
the
trying
jack
to
under
make
this
drinks.
end, or this under there, and the jack on the other end trying to straighten.
And now you just lost it.
Jack, let's
Yeah,
we should
I'll
try
try
it.
it.
It's a rubber bushing.
Yeah, I think it'll be
That's the first car I saw when I pulled up here, man. I want to see it go down.
Back on the track.
No.
At least the burnout.
Yeah,
I'm over it.
Go right in there now.
Oh, it's the easiest way to straighten it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's good. Now when we try to do the other side, hey, don't forget to put your spring back in.
You got no all thread?
Send this before we do it.
I'm liking it.
I would upgrade these next.
What? Come on now. This thing's still got a 2,000-mile road trip left in it.
Is it in place? You good to go. Huh?
If it falls into place, that's where it's meant to be.
Hey. Jeff.
Yeah. I get the feeling that thing's probably not very strong.
Probably not.
I think the structural integrity is non-existent at this point.
Hey,
Just get a ratchet strap. Towards the back and get your car.
there you go. Have y'all seen the car I drove 4,000 miles? Yeah, this is nothing. Actually feels pretty good.
Dual blowers? Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that the 4.6 was dual blowers. I don't know anything else.
It's almost 3 o'clock. Oh, you're good now.
Last time I saw a twin blower was Gray Marquis. Never seen one before. This is definitely the first time.
Is this a Mercury?
Yeah.
What the?
Only we went downgrade, he took the leather out and put cloth in.
It's got a forked steering wheel and a Grand Marquis.
Mustang seat.
And a Marquis. That'll cost a little more money than some other. Those are Chevy Superchargers.
That's why it's not
That's a fast car.
So with the help of a bunch of strangers, got her back together. Which wouldn't have been a surprise. I figured people would jump in to help.
It doesn't weigh much. It's not heavy. We need more on my side. 1, 2, 3. Hey, we're almost there. Put out. Wait, how's it gonna hold it?
Park and brake, it's in gear. It's in park. It's in park.
It rolls off and rolls off.
Stance. It's got stance.
Pick it up and lift it off, you drive it off. Drive it off, what's your problem?
So does this make a sedan?
So is this how you get
Is this the man?
This is the new electric Mustang. That's how you get it.
Okay, that's
What are we doing next? To the roof?
Now what?
No picture, Andy?
Backflip. Hey, flexing on him.
You guys do. I got the saws off. You guys want to cut the roof off?
Oh, Sean.
Hey, do you want to just put a sunroof in? I got a saws off.
What? No, not yet, not yet. Let's
Why are
cave
we
into
even here?
let's cave into quarters, then we'll cut it off. You got James going up against Cletus. Should be a pretty good race.
I don't even know who I want to win. I don't even know who's going. All right, guys, let's make some noise. Let's see a good race with both these 7-second cars. Viral ski lottery. My goodness! A 7.6! Holy cow!
Go! Somebody get up there and sit down.
Look what Jeff did to my car. Burned out on the truck. Easy. Look, got rubber all over it. Hey, Jeff, you didn't even break the taillights.
Hey, neither one of it. You might need to get some gas money for way home. You might need to settle down.
All right, so we drew number 10 in the burnout contest. We it didn't. They were saying that you had to register online, but everywhere I saw online, there was no place to register for the Burnout. It just said something about pre-approved or something like that. So anyway, but luckily one of the track official likes my car, so he let me in. So anyway, crew number 10 fixing to pull up, get in line.
All this ruckus over a belt? Okay, get the belt. Hey, we got your belt, brother.
We don't want you to spend $28, or they're like probably $50.
My gracious. My goodness gracious. This is a custom unit right here. Here, pull her up so everyone can see. What do y'all think about this? What you got here, man? I mean, tell me about this setup. You gotta help this guy push his cars. Oh, you got second place previously here, huh? Oh, so you're no stranger to the Burnout life. So you got twin superchargers. Is this a 4.6 under there? Okay. Hey, you built all that yourself? That's beautiful. Yes. How much power do you think it's making?
Cold units.
None. They're wore out? Okay, all right. It looks amazing, man. So, all right, this is it. This is the first twin supercharged Crown Vic I've ever seen, and the first one at Cletus cars. So, oh, how disrespectful. This is a Grand Marquis. Oh, hey, man, have a great rip, brother. Let's see what you got.
Whoa. This is a Mad Max vehicle right here. Straight up Mad Max.
Hold on, is it gonna start? She's blowing smoke. Yes! Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Good?
Yes!
It's rattling.
Oh, you got it, dude. Dude, yes!
Clear her out, clear her out. me, bro. You messed up the rear quarter panel. You ain't lying. You definitely know how to wall tap. Oh, that'll buff. Hey, Justin, you got your buffer? Please someone to buff this out. It's gonna take a couple pads. Way to go. All right, we got the forklift. Can we get one donut before you hit the car? Yep. Hey! Okay. I'm proud to be the guy that got Houston Raceway Park banned from Sunbelt. I'm kidding. We love Sunbelt.
What? Oh, there's a new visual cavity in the block. We have a hole in the block.
Well, that's how you make sure your rods are still there.
Yep. It's just a visual port to help you inspect it on your regular maintenance.
Oh, do we have Garza pulling up? Oh my God. Oh. I think I'll interview him.
All right, so that was fun. It quit running on me and blowed a bunch of smoke out, and I know why. We windowed the block, but show you a little carnage report here. She's dovetailed a little bit. And she is dovetailed a lot. Didn't quite get to blow the tires out. I got the front bumper. The guy brought me around with the forklift, and whenever he got too far away from me and come up and then bumped me. So we'll see if I can see if we can see this hole in the block. Right there. Now, there's this one, and I think there's one on the other side, or maybe it's cracked on the other side, but yeah. She don't run no more. And I hadn't tried it to see if it would crank over. It kind of sounded like it was locking up, so. Anyway, that was fun. I wanted to wall tap it good, and I think I hit maybe 4 or 5 walls. So hopefully that'll be enough to win it. We'll see. Didn't pop the tires and didn't really have a lot of smoky burnouts. I don't think the tires were spinning very fast, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it was good enough. If not, no big deal. We had fun. We've had a bunch of fun today. Got home from Cletus Cars a few hours ago. Went in there and took me a nap. I think I've earned it. Got back here, unloaded the car, put it in the Burnout car graveyard, and just for giggles, I had to hook the battery up to get it out of park. Let's see if it'll crank up. What? There's a hole in the side of the block. I guess it's done cleansed itself though. Runs good. Not real sure what all that noise is, but it'll be fine. Also want to give a shout out to my buddy Andy Goodman and his son Austin. Andy did some filming for me, helped me out with a ratchet strap for the battery to hold it down. Andy videoed the Burnout contest, and also actually loaned me the money to get in the Burnout contest, because Jeff and I both didn't have $100 on us. But anyway, huge thanks to Andy and his boy. His boy did a bunch of videoing while we were having fun in the pits. And everybody that helped work on the car, our new friends Nick, that has the I think it's at Burnout Van on Instagram. He's got a big block 3/4 ton van, late model van. Him and his dad, and I think it was his wife or his girlfriend maybe, at the track. They parked right beside us. They helped us get the car fixed, and super cool people. Really enjoyed hanging out with them and meeting them. They were saying we were a little crazy. I'm not real sure why. I mean, we were, just having a little fun. I don't think we did anything out of the ordinary. I mean, not that anybody else would do. And anyway, everybody that we met, all the new subscribers that I got while I was there, thank y'all for the support, and we'll see you next time.